Rutherford B. Hayes became the 19th President of the United States following one of the most bitterly contested elections in the country's history. During his term, he ended Reconstruction, worked to reduce corruption in government jobs, and returned the country to a stable paper currency. Rutherford Burchard Hayes was born in Ohio in 1822. His early years were filled with loss. His father died 2 months before he was born, and his older brother drowned when they were children. As a result, Rudd, as he was called, became very close with his mother and sister Fanny. His mother taught him to read and write, while Fanny taught him to appreciate poetry and theater. Hayes studied law at Harvard Law School, and by his late 20s, he had become a successful criminal lawyer in Cincinnati and a member of the local Republican Party. When he was 30, he married Lucy Ware Webb. Lucy Hayes was the first presidential wife to graduate from college. She was a strong abolitionist who encouraged her husband to defend fugitive slaves in court. As First Lady, Lucy Hayes took an active interest in education and health care. When the American Civil War broke out in 1861, Hayes volunteered with the Union Army. He was wounded multiple times during the war and eventually rose to the rank of Major General. In 1864, while still serving in the Army, Hayes was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. He took his seat after the war ended. He was elected governor of Ohio in 1867 and served 3 terms in that role. In 1876, the Republican Party nominated Hayes as its presidential candidate. The campaign grew hostile, despite the fact that Hayes and his Democratic opponent, Samuel Tilden, ran on similar reform platforms. The hostility continued after the election with a dispute over electoral votes. 3 southern states turned in double returns, with each party declaring its candidate the winner. Congress debated who should become president, but remained split on party lines. After weeks of fighting, a commission was established to decide the election. Consisting of 8 Republicans and 7 Democrats, the commission was sure to decide in favor of the Republican, Hayes. The Southern Democrats agreed to accept him if the Republicans would withdraw the federal troops that had occupied the South since the end of the Civil War. Hayes was finally declared president in March 1877, just days before inauguration. Hayes took office on March 5th and promptly kept his end of the bargain. He withdrew federal troops from the South, thus ending the Reconstruction era. He also stayed out of elections in the former Confederacy, which allowed white Democratic governments to return to power. While Reconstruction had seen a growing number of Black Republican congressmen, only 3 African Americans were elected during Hayes's term. One of Hayes's main efforts as president was to eliminate the spoils system, in which government jobs were given as rewards for securing votes. Hayes fought for civil jobs to be earned on the basis of merit instead. This earned him many political enemies, particularly among the Stalwarts, a group of conservative Republicans led by Senator Roscoe Conkling of New York. Hayes also sought to return the country to a stable currency, in which paper money would be backed by gold. Again, he faced opposition in Congress, but by the end of his presidency, the American public was using paper currency with more confidence, helping to end the economic depression that had begun under the previous administration. Hayes declined to run for re-election, and he left office in 1881 with the admiration of many Americans. He returned to his estate in Ohio and continued to be involved in social issues, primarily education and equality in the South. Hayes died on January 17, 1893, at the age of 70.